Breaking right now. The Philippine military is making headlines across Asia. President Marcos Jr. announces the largest investment in defense in decades. Warships glide into Manila Bay. Fighter jets roar overhead. Soldiers march in formation beneath a new flag of resolve. The scene is electric. Television screens flicker with images of new military hardware. News anchors speak with urgency. Social media buzzes with debate and speculation. Why is the Philippines making such a bold move? The answer, it seems, lies in the country's urgent need to protect its sovereignty. This is not just about showmanship. It is a response to real threats. "We must defend our territory," says a general, his voice echoing across the parade ground. The world is watching, and the Filipino people are demanding action. The Philippines sits at the heart of Southeast Asia, a nation of more than 7,000 islands scattered like emerald jewels across the Pacific. Its unique geography places it at a crossroads of cultures, commerce, and conflict. These islands are not just beautiful, they are scattered across some of the world's most vital shipping routes, where billions of dollars in goods pass through each year, connecting East Asia to the rest of the world. For years, regional tensions have simmered just below the surface as neighboring countries vie for influence and security in these strategic waters. Now, with disputes erupting in the South China Sea, the stakes have never been higher. The world watches as confrontations threaten to spiral out of control. China's sweeping claims over the South China Sea have put immense pressure on the Philippines, challenging its sovereignty and testing the resolve of its people. Artificial islands, bristling with radar domes and missile batteries, rise from the waves. Filipino fishing boats, once free to roam, now face harassment and intimidation from foreign patrols. Coast Guard vessels from both sides play dangerous cat-and-mouse games just miles from Philippine shores, their tense encounters raising the risk of accidental conflict. But this struggle is not only about territory or lines on a map. It is about national pride, security, and the future of the Filipino people. The South China Sea is rich in oil, gas, and fish, resources that could fuel economies and feed millions, making control of these waters a prize worth fighting for. Whoever controls these waters controls economic lifelines, shaping the destiny of nations and the balance of power in Asia. For Filipino leaders, military expansion is not a choice. It is a necessity, driven by both fear of losing sovereignty and the ambition to protect their people and resources. Every move is watched carefully by neighbors and rivals alike, as alliances shift and strategies evolve in this high-stakes game. The shadow of conflict stretches long over the islands, casting uncertainty on the lives of ordinary Filipinos who depend on the sea for their livelihood. The Philippines must prepare, strengthening its defenses and uniting its people, or risk losing its place on the map and its voice in the region's future. China's rapid rise as a military giant has dramatically transformed Asia's strategic landscape, sending ripples of concern throughout the region and beyond. Once seen as a regional power, China now commands global attention with its formidable military might and assertive posture. Its navy is now the largest in the world, boasting hundreds of advanced warships, submarines, and aircraft carriers that patrol the seas with growing confidence. Its ambitions are clear and unyielding, with leaders in Beijing openly declaring their intent to defend what they see as their rightful territory and interests. The Philippines, once overshadowed by larger neighbors, now finds itself thrust onto the front line of a new and dangerous geopolitical rivalry, its strategic location making it a focal point in the struggle for control of the South China Sea. Incidents at sea are becoming more frequent and more intense, with each encounter raising the stakes for both sides. Chinese ships routinely block Philippine supply missions to remote outposts, using their size and numbers to intimidate and isolate Filipino forces. Water cannons blast across the waves, blaring sirens and radio threats echo in the tense air, turning the sea into a battleground of nerves and resolve. Each encounter brings the very real possibility of escalation, with a single miscalculation threatening to spark a wider conflict. Chinese officials insist their actions are purely defensive, claiming they are simply protecting their sovereignty and maritime rights. But for many ordinary Filipinos, it feels less like defense and more like an invasion, as livelihoods and safety are put at risk. The government in Manila faces mounting pressure from its people and political leaders to respond forcefully and protect national sovereignty. "We cannot allow intimidation to dictate our future," declares the Defense Secretary, vowing to stand firm against external threats. The world's eyes are fixed on these contested waters, watching closely as tensions simmer and alliances are tested. The question is not if tensions will flare up again, but when. In these troubled waters, the next incident could change everything. In the face of growing threats and rising tensions in the region, the Philippines is not standing alone. The nation is taking decisive steps to ensure its security and sovereignty. The country has rekindled old alliances, especially with the United States, its longtime treaty ally. This renewed partnership is more than symbolic. It is a strategic move to bolster defense capabilities. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement, or EDCA, has opened Philippine bases to American forces once again, allowing for a greater U.S. military presence and rapid response in times of crisis. U.S. troops now train side by side with Filipino soldiers, sharing expertise, tactics, and building trust through joint exercises that simulate real-world scenarios. Fighter jets and warships from both countries conduct joint patrols, projecting strength and unity across contested waters and sending a clear signal to any would-be aggressors. The message is clear. Any threat to the Philippines will bring a powerful, coordinated response from its allies, making deterrence stronger than ever before. But the partnerships do not stop at America. The Philippines is forging deeper ties with other regional powers, expanding its circle of friends and supporters. Japan, Australia, and South Korea are also stepping up support, sending military advisors, participating in joint drills, and increasing their presence in the region. Equipment, technology, and intelligence now flow into Philippine hands, modernizing its armed forces and enhancing its ability to respond to any challenge. The region is forming a network of resilience, a web of cooperation that strengthens collective security and deters hostile actions. This network strengthens the Philippines' position, giving its leaders and soldiers renewed confidence in the face of uncertainty. It sends a warning to potential aggressors. The Philippines is not isolated, and any hostile move will be met with unified resistance. Alone, a country might be vulnerable, exposed to intimidation or coercion. But together, these nations form a force to be reckoned with, standing united for peace, stability, and the defense of shared values in the Indo-Pacific. Gone are the days when the Philippine military relied on outdated equipment. Billions of pesos are being poured into modernization. New warships glide silently across the South China Sea. Modern fighter jets patrol the skies. Radar systems, drones, and coastal missiles are being installed. The goal is clear: create a military that can deter, detect, and defend. The new assets are not just for show, they are ready for action. Training is rigorous. Pilots learn to fly the latest jets. Sailors master advanced navigation systems. Cyber defense teams monitor networks day and night. The Philippines is building a military for the challenges of the 21st century. This transformation is not cheap, but leaders believe the price is worth paying. A modern military is the best insurance against an uncertain future. Inside military bases, the tempo is relentless. Soldiers rise before dawn and drills begin with the first light. Joint exercises with allies are now routine. From amphibious landings to cyber warfare, every scenario is rehearsed. At sea, Philippine and allied ships patrol contested waters. Eyes scan the horizon for signs of trouble. Fighter jets roar overhead, ready to respond at a moment's notice. The message is clear: the Philippines will not back down. Villages near military zones feel the change. Convoys rumble through quiet streets and helicopters flutter overhead. For some, it brings reassurance. For others, it's a reminder of the risks just offshore. Preparedness is more than a slogan, it's a daily reality. The country's defenders are learning to expect the unexpected. Military expansion is reshaping the Philippine economy. Defense contracts are booming. Shipyards fill with workers building new vessels. Factories churn out uniforms, electronics, and supplies. For many Filipinos, this means jobs and new opportunities. Skilled labor is in high demand. Young people enlist in record numbers, drawn by steady pay and a sense of purpose. But there are costs too. Some worry about rising taxes and debt. Others fear that military spending might come at the expense of schools and hospitals. Still, most agree, security must come first. The economy, like the military, is adapting. The hope is that investments in defense will spill over, creating a stronger, more resilient nation. Across the country, conversations are changing. In Manila, students discuss global politics. In fishing villages, elders remember quieter times. Now, pride mixes with anxiety as military jets streak across the sky. Nationalism is on the rise. Flags hang from windows and storefronts. Songs about unity and courage echo on the radio. The expansion of military power has awakened a new spirit in the population. Yet, tensions linger. Parents worry about their children's future. Young men and women wonder what service might demand of them. Daily life continues, but with a new sense of vigilance. The Filipino people are adapting to a world in flux. Their resilience, tested by storms and struggles, is now focused on a new kind of challenge. What does all this mean for the future? The Philippines has drawn a line in the sand. Its military expansion is reshaping Asia's security landscape. Neighbors are watching. Rivals are recalculating. Allies are stepping forward. There is hope that a stronger defense will deter aggression. There is also fear that miscalculation could spark conflict. The stakes are high, not just for the Philippines, but for the entire region. For the Filipino people, the investment in military power brings both safety and uncertainty. But one thing is clear, the nation is determined to stand firm, protect its sovereignty, and secure its place in a fast-changing world. As the sun sets over Manila Bay, the ships and soldiers stand ready. The message is clear. The Philippines is prepared for whatever comes next.